everybody to a very special episode of Elliott's Overtime Escape with your host, Elliott Maxwell. Elliott, what number podcast is this? What episode is this? Episode 25 here today. Really excited. How does it feel making it to the quarter of a century mark?
Yeah, halfway towards the 30. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about where we were back in 25 when we were just starting out this EOE pod, and then now a year later, or 7 months to a year later, it feels like we're starting to get a feel for it. We're starting to get into enjoying this doing this pod for a year, for less than a year.
Yeah, it's awesome. I've been super grateful to get to be the co-host to your podcast for 25 episodes as of today. It's been such a pleasure. It's really fun. And yeah, we have some fun segments for the day.
Yes. So let's get this show on the road for episode 25 of the EOE, and let's get the first topic.
All right, spinning the wheel for topic number one.
Numero uno.
Here we go.
And now it's 10-minute drill.
Getting straight into some news. All right, let's open it up, see what we have. There's a lot of news going on still, especially in the NFL. A lot of big things. Elliott, do you know when the draft is happening? Is that in March or April?
April.
Okay, so we still got a month. It's like April 24th or something, right?
Yeah, it's
still in a while.
It's still a while. It's the end of next month.
Okay.
So when March 24th comes around, it'll be 1 month from that day.
Okay. Well, with just over a month until the draft, free agency and, the open market is still firing off for the NFL. And to start, we have the Eagles acquiring Andy Dalton from the Panthers in exchange for 2027 7th round pick. A nice little micro trade there. What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's a really good opportunity. It's really great for players to know that they're going to a place that they're needed, or it's just an insurance move for if let's say the main starter for the Eagles gets hurt, then they have a trusted veteran to handle the ship while your main starter is out with injury or out with something, or in concussion protocol or anything else.
Yeah, I'd agree. I like this move for the Eagles. I'm interested in sending a 7th round pick. I mean, it's not till next year. It's not really an important pick. But I do think it's interesting, especially because our second headline, Kenny Pickett joins Dave Canales' Panthers, hoping to be the latest first round quarterback to rejuvenate his career. So they're getting
So it's exchanging one quarterback for Andy Dalton leaves. Then you get Kenny Pickett in return for the Andy Dalton who got traded to the Eagles. And then you get...
where was Kenny Pickett last year? Was Kenny Pickett...
Browns?
No, I don't think... Was he on the Eagles last year? But yeah, I think it's really interesting.
I think Kenny Pickett was with the Raiders or something.
Yeah, it might have been the Raiders. I think Kenny Pickett is a slightly better backup quarterback. Yeah, he played for the Raiders. I think he's a little bit better than Andy Dalton is. So I have, a little more faith in him being the better move there because they're also getting, a 7th round pick with it. I think the Panthers win that interaction overall.
Yeah.
All right. Texas and former Browns guard Wyatt Teller agreed to terms on a 2-year deal.
Yeah, it's great for a player to get offered a deal for a 2-year.
Yeah.
Because sometimes players just need a 2-year extension versus a 4-year or a 5-year extension.
Totally, and I think it's a pretty good move for the Texans. They've been needing better O-line play, and it seems like this is, a path where they can start working towards that. So I see this as a pretty good move overall.
Yes.
All right, and then our next headline: Olamide Zaccheaus to reunite with the Atlanta Falcons after a few years away, being at a variety of teams.
Yeah, it's great for a player to make a comeback to your team that you were originally drafted by.
Yeah, and it's I think he's a pretty solid player. He's moving out from the Bears, I think he was a pretty solid player for. I think it'd be interesting to see what he can do down in Atlanta with Tua as his quarterback. We'll see. Not as good of a quarterback as Caleb Williams, that's for sure. All right, what's our next headline? It's a big one.
Yeah. Wide receiver Jalen Waddle is being acquired from the Dolphins in the trade. NFL Network insiders Ian Rappaport, Tom Castanara, and Mike Garofalo reported Denver sending its 2026 first, third, and fourth round picks to Miami in exchange for Waddle and the 4th round selection per the insiders.
Yeah, what do you think about this trade? As a Broncos fan, how do you feel?
I think it's great for Bo Nix to have another player in the wide receiver room that he can throw a deep pass to, and not just have Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, and all the other players. They're great, and it was a really good call to get a player from to basically give him because Denver's kind of getting into Alabama, trying to recruit former Alabama players, former Alabama Crimson Tide players, because Waddle is friends with our Patrick Surtain, and then there's one other person that Marvin Mims probably.
It's Marvin Mims. Yeah, I don't remember. I think maybe Marvin Mims. I think it's a really good move.
For a 4th rounder in this year's draft.
Yeah, it is a bummer.
And Miami's in a full rebuild.
Oh yeah, and I mean I've been hearing rumors that they're gonna also trade away
Achane.
Devon.
Achane.
Yeah, Achane to
somebody.
Yeah, to where are they gonna trade? I heard maybe to the Seahawks, since they lost Kenneth Walker. Sending Devon Achane over to the Seahawks, which would be huge. That'd be a crazy, crazy move.
Yeah, because they and then Kansas City just Kansas City got Kansas City's gonna be if there's Kansas City got Kenneth Walker, and they just traded for Justin Fields from the Jets.
Yeah, from the Jets.
So
you get back up there.
Because they lost Gardner Minshew to Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
And Justin Fields makes perfect sense for somebody young to be a backup behind Mahomes, even though Mahomes might not start for week 1.
Yeah, everything I've been hearing shows that Patrick will be plenty good to go for week 1. I don't think there's a ton of doubt, but I think he's a really good piece to have back there just as the backup.
Just as insurance, if like, let's say Mahomes doesn't start week 1, then Fields would be the starter for like first game against whoever, maybe Seahawks because there was talk about the league might start on the Wednesday before the normal Thursday, and they won't play it on the Friday of opening weekend.
Oh, start on a Wednesday. That's weird.
Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday.
That's an interesting schedule. Wednesday night game. That just feels weird to say.
Because the 49ers play the Rams in Australia on Thursday.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. All right, well, back to this Jalen Waddle trade. Do you think the Broncos gave up a little bit too much?
No.
No, you think that Waddle's worth a first, third, and a fourth?
Yeah.
And then
because first and then third, but like they threw the fourth in as like an extra like a freebie pick for the Dolphins to like have like a freebie pick thrown in as to like make sure that the Dolphins get their pick, and like it's great. It's I think Denver did. I literally was like watching a lot of Denver sports 104. The fan said it's just extra insurance, and it's like an extra pick for the Miami Dolphins to like get their quarterback and whatever other pieces that they need to like have this like to like start a slow rebuild process.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like a lot to pay when DJ Moore went for a late round swap and Michael Pittman Jr. went for a late round swap. Feels like a lot to pay. Obviously,
yeah, but they're going to get a higher fourth round draft pick in return for
Yeah, but they're giving up a first and a third, whereas Buffalo only gave up like a sixth for a seventh, and then like who traded for Pittman? I don't remember who traded for Pittman, but they only had to trade like a fourth and got a fifth in return.
Yeah, but they are going to get the 111th pick.
Yeah.
Versus where they were, like, way lower.
That is true, but they're giving up the 30th and 90th pick as well. So they're also giving away 2 picks that are much higher. And I think that might just be a little bit too much to pay for Waddle too late.
But they still got the 62nd, and they still got 3 picks in the 7th.
Which doesn't matter, realistically. I mean, yeah, anyone can get traded for anything for a 7th round.
Second, we've got 2 fourths, one because of New Orleans, the Devon Bailey trade, and then we got the 111th because of Miami, and then I think a 5th, a 6th. Or 5th and 3 7ths.
Yeah, but like I just think that they could have traded for Waddle last season before the deadline, but they didn't because they didn't want to give up a first round pick. So now it just feels crazy to give up a first round pick when I think Waddle could have been a difference maker and the Broncos very well could have won the Super Bowl with him. But instead, they waited too long, and now they're giving up a first, and that's cool. But man, if they would have just been willing to give up their first earlier, then I think they easily could have won, Bennett.
Yeah,
at the very least, Bennett in the Super Bowl.
They they could work on getting a third round pick for somebody if they transfer like
I could see them moving off
Troy
of,
Franklin.
Yeah, I could see them moving off of like Franklin or Mims. I just think it's like
Mims needs to be kept around in Denver because he's like the gadget player for like the wide receiver and special teams.
I just think it's a lot to give up for Jalen Waddle, who yes has been very good, but
and he had to do his physical today.
Yeah.
And then Denver announced it officially.
I don't know. He's a great player. I think it's a good move for the Broncos. I think you don't want to see him give up quite this much. I think a first rounder is just a little bit steep. But we'll see. You know, if it pushes them over the edge and they're in the Super Bowl this next year.
Super Bowl contenders, Super Bowl.
Yeah, if they're Super Bowl contenders this year, then I do think it's
and they could also like still end the Chiefs' reign over the AFC West.
I think they could. I think they will. The AFC West is looking like it's going to be kind of tough this year, though.
Yeah, but the Chargers are going to stink.
Chargers are going to stink? Why do you say that? Their O-line's going to be healthy again. Their defense is still going to be good. Khalil Mack is back, and they still have Justin Herbert.
They are going to... Kansas City is going to be back like, haunting us.
Yeah, I mean, Kansas City's going to be back. I think the Chargers are only improving. The
Raiders are going to still stink.
I don't know, man. Everyone's saying Fernando Mendoza is like going to be like a good day one starter, and if he is, they made that O-line a lot better. They, and
Raiders need to get a better O-line and
They got a better O-line. That's the thing. They got a better O-line. They got weapons. They still have Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers. Now they did Naylor from the Vikings. They're gonna get the first overall pick, Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, but it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, but like even both players are like even people that I'm not buying what other people, because this Wall trade was like great for us to
I think it was great for sure.
Because Bo Nix needs like more players,
he absolutely does,
and like Jalen Waddle's like, we've got two number ones, 1A and 1B, which is Cortland Sutton and Jalen Waddle.
I don't think you have two number ones. I love Cortland Sutton. I don't think he's a number one on most teams in the NFL. And I think Waddle will be a clear number one in Denver. As much as I love him, and I think this gives them a solid wide receiver room. It's not like a Vikings receiver room or a Bengals receiver room, or I'd say like, any receiver room. Shoot, even a Seahawks receiver room I'd take over the Broncos receiver room,
Yeah, but like we've got experience with Cortland Sutton and Jalen Waddle's like on the
27, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's 3 years younger than Sutton.
Yeah.
But Sutton's still last season was literally like Bo Nix would throw the ball towards the 30-yard line, and like Cortland Sutton's like always there on like third and longs.
Yeah.
Or some.
I guess my thing is like, do the Broncos have it? Like, is this enough to push them over the edge when they were winning so many games?
And we were 14-3.
Yeah, but with one of the easiest schedules, like a top 3 easy schedule in the league, and this year I think they have a top 3 hardest schedule in the league.
Yeah, but it's like against the Dolphins.
The Dolphins is an easy one. That's
the Jets are the super easy.
Yeah, so they have 2 easy games in theory, but they almost lost to the Jets. Patriots, not an easy game.
No, the Jets, we won.
I know, that's why I said they almost got beat by the Jets. Let's look at the Broncos' schedule. I mean, I still think they're going to be a playoff team. They might still win the AFC West, but I think they're going to be more in a 10 to 12 win range. I don't think they're going to be as high up. So
you never know. We could get it to 13 and 4 wins and make the playoffs and shock the world. And
like, I think they'll make the playoffs, and I don't think that'll be a huge surprise. I think they could win the AFC West. I don't think that'll be a huge surprise. I could even see them being the 1 seed again, possibly. I have them probably about 10 to 12 wins at the moment. Because let's see, Los Angeles Chargers, not an easy game, not a cakewalk. They lost to the Chargers when the Chargers were healthy last season.
Yeah, but we we played the Raiders twice. The Chargers need to lose both games against us because we've gotten stronger. Chargers have sent their we got all of our AFC West competitors, and then we play the Bills, which is the damn.
I don't know. It's a tough schedule, right? Because Chargers, that's not an easy game. Raiders, I don't think the Raiders are going to be an easy game this year, especially if they weren't last year.
Because even though that we got the J.K. Dobbins back from like his injury, and with him back, he's probably going to be having anxieties over what happened to him during the Las Vegas Raider game when he got stamped on, and nobody caused, and the player that stamped on him should have been penalized and
for stepping on him,
for causing a Liz rack injury on him.
Well, I don't think players just get injured in football. I don't think they throw penalties for players getting injured unless it's like a dirty hit.
It was an injury that was. I saw it on the replays and causing foot injuries for an aging player.
I mean, there's just there's no evidence. Injuries just happen. You can't throw a flag every time somebody gets injured.
Or the Raiders should have been penalized.
I can't agree with that, unfortunately, right? Should any player that got injured playing against the Broncos, should the Broncos have got penalized for those injuries? I'd also say no.
Yeah, but we'll see what comes out of this schedule because
it'll be interesting. Because then
we've got
Chiefs, that's a tough game. Bills, tough game. Dolphins, it's going to be a ridiculously easy game.
Rams, that's
really tough. Seahawks, really tough, most likely.
And then Jaguars, that's tough.
Also tough. I mean, it's a tough schedule. I love it.
And then easy, and then we play Chargers away, Raiders away, Chiefs away,
Patriots away, Jets
away,
that's easy. Cardinals away, that's easy. Right, those
49ers, probably in Mexico.
49ers are going to be tough this upcoming year, I think.
I think we're playing. I hope that we're playing them in in Mexico City. That's the dream for us to make it back on an international game. We haven't been to Mexico since 2022.
Wow.
And Broncos haven't been back to Mexico City in 4 years.
Wow.
And since our Nathaniel Hackett era.
It's time for them to win.
It's time for them to basically break somebody on hearts in Mexico City.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens. All right, getting back on track. Former Packers president and CEO Bob Harlan, who died on March 5th, will have his name installed in a place of honor at Lambeau Field's northeast facade in recognition of his contributions to the organization.
I read somewhere that Lambeau Field might be the name is going to change in the future.
Well, maybe that's what it's going to change to. Maybe it's going to change to Harlan Field or something. Lambeau's so iconic, though. It's going to be crazy if it changed, but I can see it. All right, tight end Carson Tao, who played collegiate basketball for Notre Dame in northern Arizona, signed with Indianapolis. I just thought that was a really interesting one. He played his last game in like the NCAA for basketball like a week ago, and then instantly signed with the Colts as a undrafted free agent. Interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I really just like wonder why he didn't try for the draft, but I don't get all of like the back end stuff.
Yeah, Pierce was re-signed to the Colts
Pierce was
too.
re-signed for a lot of money. I think the Colts paid too much for Daniel Jones and Pierce. I think the Colts are going to be worse this season than
They're like what happened to like Cincinnati Bengals, where you pay your wide receiver and your quarterback
exactly
too much money. You're literally you don't reap the reward of getting to the playoffs or getting to a Super Bowl if you're paying your quarterback and your youngest wide receiver too much money.
Yeah, I don't think it was really worth it. I don't think, because I mean Alec Pierce got, I want to say, top 10 money for the position. No, he's like the highest signed free agent wide receiver ever. So I think they just overpaid. I think it's like
the Bengals.
Yeah, I think it's like the Bengals. I just don't see them being that good this upcoming year because of how much they paid.
For the players that they re-signed.
Exactly, yeah, and then Sauce Gardner isn't as good as he used to. I think they overpaid. I think that they will regress this season. All right, cornerback Cam Taylor-Britt is signing a 1-year deal with the Colts. The NFL reports the team announced Taylor-Britt signing shortly after that. Just a little good ad for the Colts, but like I said, I really don't think it's going to be enough for them.
They're going to regress so much this year.
I don't know if it'll be a ton. I have them around like probably 7 wins. So
yeah, but like a little bit less, but like not like trying to get back into like Super Bowl relevancy.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be really interesting to see. All right, running back Ty Chandler signs with New Orleans. That's a good ad. I mean, he's just a backup realistically to Travis Etienne, who went over from the Jaguars a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, what are you going to do about Alvin Kamara?
I don't know, but it seems like they're moving on from him. They must be in some sort of way because, yeah, they have Ty Chandler and Travis
Etienne.
Yeah.
From the Jags.
Also, on roster. So I think it's like interesting, New Orleans. I think New Orleans could be a playoff team this upcoming year, though. Especially in like such a weak division. I think the Bucs are going to regress. I think the Panthers are probably going to regress. And the Falcons are also going to regress. I could see them winning that, potentially.
Yeah.
All right, the Giants sign wide receiver Darnell Mooney. I think that's a good scheme fit. They're pretty much just replacing who they sent off to the Titans. Not Tyron Tracy, he's the running back. Who was it? I can't remember his name for some reason, but he had 1,000 yards last season. He went to the Titans. They signed Darnell Mooney, who I think is actually a really good wide receiver. He just gets overshadowed by Drake London and Bijan Robinson and Kyle Pitts and all of like the great weapons that they have on that team. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's great having like a new head coach, new organization for like John Harbaugh to like make his name out there for like trying to basically fix New York Giants and fix like the team that and get them in a much better place than they were in like years past.
Yeah, I really think that like they could be a playoff contender this upcoming year. And if I was going to make a really hot take, I think they win the is it the NFC? Yeah, the NFC East.
With like the Eagles?
That's my hot take. I don't think the Eagles are really that good anymore. We'll see. Maybe Saquon will have a bounce back and Jalen Hurts will have a bounce back too, but
I wouldn't be surprised if the AJ Brown gets traded.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't been yet. I think that he should be traded back to the Titans. I think that'd be cool. All right.
Or New Orleans.
New Orleans would be cool.
Because they don't have Shaheed.
They lost Shaheed. Olave's just old and concussed. I think it'd be a good move
for
being a Saint.
For AJ Brown to be a Saint and like help his former coach down there.
That'd be pretty cool.
Moore?
Kellen Moore. All right, let's see. Steelers legend, Hall of Famer Rod Woodson is tired of Aaron Rodgers' waiting game. They need to move forward. How do you feel about this, like Aaron Rodgers' situation? Like he hasn't announced anything, like if he's going to be in the league, let alone if he's going to be with the Steelers again. What do you think?
I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Rodgers is staying quiet and probably is talking to the team, even though they are even though that other people are wanting to like move forward from Aaron Rodgers, but even though Aaron Rodgers might be a Hall of Famer in the future.
I think so. I think he absolutely will be.
Because he's been part of two different teams, from Green Bay to the Jets, then Steelers. So like 3 different teams, and you're saying you want to move forward from a 40-plus-year-old to somebody else.
Yeah, I just think at this point they must have something on the table with Aaron Rodgers, because
maybe he'll return for a 1 year with Pittsburgh.
I think he must, because at this point, if he doesn't, he really screwed the Steelers over in the ways of getting a replacement, because like every free agent or
every free agent quarterback
has gone somewhere else.
Exactly. Willis signed with Miami.
Yep.
And then Kenny Pickett signed with. There's no one left, really. Kirk Cousins might be signing with some.
Kirk Cousins hasn't gone anywhere yet.
Might be
possibly
signed to I think Minnesota.
I don't think so, because they signed Kyler Murray last week, so I don't think they'll bring on Cousins if they have Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy. I don't see him bringing him on. I could see him going probably to Arizona.
Or Raiders.
Possibly. Raiders is a backup to Mendoza.
To like a mentor to Mendoza.
Exactly.
Because
they have similar styles.
Because somebody needs to mentor Mendoza how to like be an NFL quarterback, because like you don't have don't have the because it would be great, because Geno Smith left to go back to the Jets.
Yeah, exactly.
So Las Vegas doesn't have a backup and doesn't have a mentor to Mendoza.
Yeah, I think I see him going there, most likely. If not the Raiders, I think he goes to Arizona to start for the Cardinals. I want to talk about the Malik Willis situation, though, because it's really funny to me. He signed there for pretty good money, and he really has to prove himself, and then they just traded away all of his weapons. Poor guy. I feel really bad for him. I just can't even imagine signing, and you're like, cool, I'm going to have Jalen Waddle, I'm going to have, this, that. Tyreek Hill gone, Jalen Waddle gone, Devon Achane probably gone. I just think it's funny. Poor guy's in a really bad situation as somebody who needs to kind of prove himself in the league.
Yeah, and Tyreek Hill I don't think he's signed with a team.
Mm-hmm.
That's
He hasn't. I kind of forgot about that. I wonder where he'll sign. I mean, the fastest guy coming off such a gruesome leg injury is like, will he be as good? I don't think so. I think he'll be more like Odell Beckham Jr., where like he kind of regresses pretty hard.
Yeah,
But man,
everybody's saying that the Chiefs want him back because
that would make sense. They love bringing back old players, and man, if they had him, Chiefs would be pretty scary again.
yeah, but if like let's say the Chargers end up signing
That'd be
Hill.
pretty awesome. Chargers need help at wide receiver, in my opinion. He'd be a huge splash move for them. I think if you're Broncos fan, you gotta hope that he just stays out of the AFC West.
Yeah, or like the NFC.
Maybe the Raiders. The Raiders get Tyreek Hill.
Or I wouldn't be surprised if one it ends up in like, what if the Giants end up signing Tyreek Hill? That would be interesting.
That'd be cool. I don't think they do that because they have Malik Neighbors and they just signed Darnell Mooney, so they have a pretty good wide receiver room right now.
But what about if the Eagles sign him? That would be interesting.
If they trade away AJ Brown, I can see them doing it. But at the moment, I don't see him. That'd be a crazy wide receiver room because I mean AJ Brown and what's the other guy's name? Why can't I remember it? Smith.
And Goddard just resigned too.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. That'd be insanely scary.
That would literally threaten the Giants from the playoffs.
I think it would. I think they'd win the Super Bowl if they signed someone like Tyreek Hill. That's just so many weapons. Yeah. Let's get into this last couple of headlines.
Yeah. So just today, I found it out that Denver Summit FC, the hometown Colorado team for the nwsl, is signing two players from Houston Dash, Yasmin Ryan and Delaney Sheehan, a forward and a midfielder, just to threaten and just to say to Portland and Angel City and San Diego and all the other NWSL teams that they mean business, and if you're coming to altitude, you're coming against a team that's literally is trying to make their names known in the first in the history books of being the first team to be in the playoffs in their first season and this is great for our Colorado team because later in the summer, Lindsay Heaps is going to come to Denver. It's going to be a crazy year. It's going to be Denver's midfield is going to be stacked up.
Yeah, I think Denver could be a sneaky problem in that league to make the playoffs and maybe have some upsets. I don't see them winning the championship this year, but I think they could be pretty solid.
Make the playoffs. At least show that they
make the playoffs this year.
And try to prove Angel City and Bay, trying to show that Denver means business. You're coming to altitude, which none of the teams have ever faced off in altitude.
Ever. Yeah.
Denver is making
big moves.
Making big moves, trying to show that and these moves prove that Denver's trying to make it climb the standings and trying to disrupt the big five team and Portland, Gotham, Washington Spirit, trying to disrupt the players the teams that have been here since the beginning to now on their
It'll be interesting.
12 years later.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that develops as we continue to go through the year. All right, and then last headline of the day.
And then
Waves.
Yeah, so San Diego Wave, another Californian team, third, I think. I think third team in or second because of it was Angel City and San Diego Wave. Those came into the league in 22, and they're second because Bay came in the league in 24, and San Diego Wave signed former Chelsea women's player Karen Macario for an estimated $8 million through the 2030 NWSL season.
That's huge.
Especially because Karen Macario is coming off injuries, and she wants to make her name back into the U.S. Women's National Team because of 27 World Cups coming up in Brazil next year, and it's just going to be crazy back-to-back years.
Craziness
of World Cups.
All right.
Next headline.
Let's get into the next segment for the day. Wheel spinning for us. We're going to stick with the NWSL for a minute. All right, let's pull up the NWSL standings and let's just talk about what we think is interesting or relevant. Every team's only played one game, so we don't know too much yet. I think Angel City getting 4 goals up on the Chicago Stars in their first game, really securing that number 1 spot is a little scary for sure. And then Kansas City Current as well, winning their first game because they're a new team this year, correct?
No, they're like 5 years. They came into the league in 21, same year as Racing Louisville.
Okay.
Same as the Racing Louisville team. They were both expansion teams in 21, and
I see. Okay.
And the league's grown so much; it's like 16 teams right now.
It's crazy. It's 16 teams. What do you think is notable about the NWSL standings at the moment?
What's surprising is Boston Legacy is down below Denver right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Denver is sitting up in 12th. Legacy in the 15. Granted, they have the same,
and
record.
They're below Washington.
Yeah, same record and point differentials. All those teams, but just slightly different. Denver has 1 goal for, which is huge.
And Utah's up above Denver. It's going to be weird. It's going to be different once we play Utah. It's just going to be like a Rocky Mountain Derby.
It'll be interesting. That's for
it's
sure.
like the Rocky Mountain Derby for
Rocky Mountain Derby.
Because there's the Cascadia rivalry. There's going to be a rivalry between Denver and Utah because we're 2 states right next to each other.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. Very, very interesting.
And Seattle's in 5th.
Seattle. Gotta love Seattle.
And Portland's in 6th. So
big rivalry there as well.
That's like it's like, and the Cascadia rivalry for this year is coming up this weekend.
Jeez. That's pretty cool. That's pretty fun.
Between Portland and Seattle.
Nice.
And 4 teams have women as their coaches.
Wow, that's awesome. That's actually really great. All right.
Yes.
Yo, let's see. We got 2 options here. You're gonna get Walt's World. Ooh, sure are.
Walt's World and MLS standings wrap up.
Yeah. All right. Time to get into some Disney trivia.
What is the name of the teacup from Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, I feel like I should really know this one. Can I say porcelain?
No.
What is it?
Chip pots.
Chip pots?
Yes.
Interesting. I figured that'd be the teapot. It's named chip pots. Okay.
It's when I said chip pots is a teacup, not the teapot is Mrs. Potts.
Mrs. Potts. Okay, and then teacups, chip pots.
What's the name of the fairy in Peter Pan? This is like super easy.
Yo, I can literally see her. Why can't I remember her name? Don't tell me yet. Dude, she's like the fairy of all time. She wears like the green dress.
And she's been in like a ton of like, and she's like technically the mascot of Disney parks and been in a lot of like when Walt Disney's Disneyland TV show always had an introduction of Tinkerbell and I literally just said the answer.
You did just say it, so I can't give myself the point, but it's Tinkerbell. As soon as you said it, I was like, that's it, yeah.
What kind of animals Thumper and Bambi?
This one I can get. I can give me any amount of rabbit questions and I'll go. So rabbit.
God! Yeah.
I love rabbits.
Yes.
Big rabbit guy. Big rabbit fan over here.
Who's the arch nemesis of Peter Pan?
Captain Hook.
God, you're 2 of 4. 2 of 4 right.
I'm pretty happy with that.
In the Jungle Book, what is the name of the python who hypnotizes characters?
Can I just like Hipponito?
No.
Dang it, I'm not gonna get it then. It's like a pretty regular name.
Ka.
Caw. Yeah, I was gonna get that one. Shoot.
Who is the smallest and most daring of the 7 dwarfs in Snow White and the 7 dwarfs?
Risky.
No. Starts with a D. And then with a Y.
Dorothy.
No.
Dang it.
It's Dopey.
Dopey, okay.
The silent one, like when he's like the first character, he doesn't talk.
Oh, I see, okay.
And then what's the name of Sleeping Beauty's prince?
It's Prince Charming, right?
Prince Philip.
Oh, it's Prince Philip. Dang it. Don't they just call him Prince Charming? Is that like a thing?
Which Disney character is known for the magic blue hat and robes?
It's the Mickey Mouse.
No, it's Merlin.
Oh, Merlin, shoot. I thought there was like Wizard Mickey.
No.
Oh.
Who's the wise and caring baboon in The Lion King?
What? I really thought there was like a Wizard Mickey that wears a blue hat and blue robes.
No.
There's not?
It's Merlin. Merlin's the only one that has a blue hat and robes.
What?
Mickey only has a red and blue,
It is a red robe. Ah, no, that's what messed me up because I know he has the blue hat. Okay, it's Merlin. All right.
And who's the wise and caring baboon in The Lion King?
Merlin.
No.
Oh, wait, that's a different. Okay.
This is the 94 anime. It's the original.
I don't remember. I don't remember the name.
Rafiki.
Yeah, I was not. Unfortunately, I didn't get that one.
What's the name of the undersea kingdom in The Little Mermaid? It starts with an A and.
Is it Atlantis?
Atlantica.
Atlantica. Ah, dang it, I was close on that.
Which actress made famous for a role in Harry Potter plays Belle in the live-action Beauty and the Beast?
Ooh. Made famous for a role in Harry Potter. Who did she play in Harry Potter?
Hermione Granger.
That's kind of what I figured. That would make sense. I would guess.
Starts with the.
I just don't know actor names. I don't know actor names, unfortunately. Actress names. I don't know actress names or actor names.
It was Emma Watson.
Emma Watson. Wow, I didn't know she was Hermione Granger. Yeah, she's very famous now.
Which famous pop star voices the part of Nala in the 2019 remake of The Lion King?
Can I guess Zendaya?
It was Beyonce.
Oh, Beyonce. Okay, that was a name that crossed my mind for sure.
What fruit did Cinderella's fairy godmother transform into a carrot?
Oh my gosh, sounds easy. It's a pumpkin. When I was in elementary school, I was in a play that was like a ripoff of Cinderella. It wasn't actually Cinderella for copyright reasons. And I was the squash farmer. My one line was, when the squash turned into a carriage, I said, not my prize squash. And that's it. That's all I did. It was awesome. I killed it, from what I've been told.
Who was the last Disney princess to be created while Walt Disney was alive? It was...
I'm gonna guess the princess from The Princess and the Frog.
No. It was Aurora from Sleeping Beauty.
Wow, that's so long ago, right?
30 plus years. It was... When they did Sleeping Beauty, then 30 years later, they made The Little Mermaid with Ariel.
Okay.
So like it was 30 years between princess films.
Wow, that's really crazy. And then when did Some Princess and the Frog came out before that?
No, Princess and the Frog was well after.
Wow, okay.
It was after Jasmine. It was after Mulan, Pocahontas, and before Merida.
And so were all of those after Walt Disney died?
Yes.
All of those they mentioned? Okay, interesting.
Who sings Kiss the Girl? This is super easy.
You know what?
I just said, this song was in The Little Mermaid.
Okay, it's in The Little Mermaid. I'm gonna guess that it's not, is it Ariel?
No.
Yeah, it's not Ariel.
It's the crab that
Oh, her crab. What's her crab's name? I should know her crab's name. I don't remember. Sebastian. Got there.
That's like 5 questions out
of 15. Not my best ratio ever. It might not even be 5. It might have been more like 4, but I'll take what I can get.
Yeah.
All
God,
right.
don't be dropping your phone.
That's my bad.
Yeah, and now we're talking about MLS standings.
Yeah.
After coming off the women's standings.
Wow. Pretty interesting. All right, interesting things in here to me. In the Eastern Conference, nobody is perfect. Nobody has 4 wins in 4 games played. Everyone has at least a draw or a loss. So I think that's interesting out of the Eastern Conference. Out of the Western Conference, there is 2 teams that are currently undefeated. LAFC and the Vancouver Whitecaps.
And Vancouver Whitecaps play tonight against Seattle Sounders.
Oh boy.
That's going to be interesting to see what comes out of that game between Seattle Sounders and Vancouver Whitecaps, and LAFC is playing somebody else. Or it's Inter Miami is also in the mix, playing Nashville.
Boy, oh boy. Inter Miami.
With Messi, it's gone crazy.
Got a Messi. Yeah, Inter Miami's got to be pretty good with him, right?
Yeah, Inter Miami's
Third
right now for 2 wins.
Yeah.
So they're catching the top 2 of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. And it's all just about Messi. all the news is Messi related pretty much. Yeah, well, interesting. I think it'll be a good season in the MLS. It feels like the MLS is getting more popularity than it normally does this year. I don't know if that's just because of the World Cup or just because I know you now, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and World Cup's coming in what feels like 3 months, starting on June 11th and then on July 19th.
Okay.
So we'll see it's just kind of interesting, and especially with the Rapids rising to 7th in the standings versus where they were back on 14, 15 of.
Yeah, they have a 500 record, so they're rising up. They're getting better. One thing I find really interesting, I want to point out before we finish up, the Vancouver Whitecaps have a plus 13 differential right now, and to me that seems nuts. That's 5 points against better than the next best one. I think it's just a huge disparity.
And the U.S. men's national team just got their roster dropped, and Sebastian Berhalter from Vancouver Whitecaps is on the roster for the men's national team.
Makes sense, yeah.
So
they're playing that well. Maybe this is the U.S.'s year.
To like finally achieve a World Cup glory.
That'd be pretty cool.
To like finally end the drought after
what? Since like, have they ever won? They went back in like the 70s or something? Or have they never won it?
They've never won it. It's like
never won, so it's a long drought.
Oh. Yeah. So now it's time to like wrap up and close out the show, and thank you all for tuning in to today's episode 25 of Elliott's Overtime Escape. Your host, Elliott Maxwell, signing out of 25. See you next week for 26.
Yeah. Oh.